off like it's over with. Rub shoulders with the worst, won't hurt once the dough hits. Boy, that's showbiz. It's a soulless place and you know this. Mi paciencia permanente, sin vergüenza para siempre. No te hagas tan inocente, hasta amigos hay que mienten. Pero bueno, no es pa' menos, no hay veneno entre los dientes. Eso sí, limpia los lentes, menos mal que estás de 20. Aparte de eso, el miedo lo agarré, lo llevé preso. Y lo cociné ayer con una milanesa y queso. No te diste cuenta, ya te digo, che, estoy bien modesto. La comida ya está lista, siéntense, buen provecho.
I'm gonna need an apology for myself for living so modestly. Had myself fucked up thinking I ain't have autonomy, yeah. But now my quality of life, it coming in more quantities, yeah. I've been grinding, work-life balance, can't find it. I've been in the crib all the time and lately it been feeling so confining. Tunnel vision been leaving me blinding. Hey, hey, hey. Need the less for pursuing enlightenment. Yeah, hey, hey. I've been trying to get my art to the pinnacle, gone are residuals. I can't harbor the minimal, bargain the principle. Ain't far from a criminal, but niggas ride for a livable. Tryna dig down to find a little old me, twinkle in the eye. Hey, I've been so down, but finally one more than just.
Yo, if you're with us in the chat, welcome in. Happy Saturday. I see a couple homies in here right now. If you are in the chat and you want to submit your music, just make sure you hit ! Submit. If you want to skip the queue, ! Skip. We're gonna have a chill one today, I think, which I'm not mad at. It means we'll get through more music. So if you are in the chat, make sure you submit if you haven't. If not, we're gonna get into some randoms to start. But you know what to do if you want to skip the queue and get added into a priority queue. It's totally up to you.
I'm gonna need an apology for myself for living so modestly. Had myself fucked up thinking I ain't have a.
We're gonna get started here shortly. What's going on? Happy Saturday if you are in the chat.
I need an advance, so motherfucker, give me a chance.
Bo, what's going on, bro? I'm good, I'm chilling. Yeah, what's on the camera on? I'm chilling, man. I can't complain. You know, everything is cool. Today has been pretty chill so far. I took a dog on a walk. Had some oatmeal. Made some espresso on the stove. Yeah, I mean, it's been a chill day. How are you? If you're in the chat, let us know what's going on. Today's going to be a chill one. We're going to have some fun with it. We did actually get a lot of submissions yesterday, which is super interesting considering. I just said, fuck it. We'll open it for tomorrow and today as well. Yesterday, obviously. And I'll give the whole rundown of everything we're doing and what we're doing here and what the point is shortly. Mike DFG, what's going on, man? I'm doing well. How about you? If you're in the chat, what have you guys been up to today? What have you been doing this weekend? Italy, welcome back. Good evening to you in the UK. We'll get started here shortly, but we'll let some more of the community members come in if anybody is coming to send stuff. If you haven't submitted your music yet, all you have to do is hit ! Submit. It'll pull up the form for you to submit your music in if you want to skip the queue, ! Skip. What am I putting in my oatmeal? Yo, alright, so oatmeal for me is a little bit of an art every day, I'm not gonna lie to you. So in the morning we make some oatmeal, put a little bit of almond butter in there, put a little bit of honey on top, mix that all in, throw some Cheerios in that bitch too. Just for the crunch, I like the crunch, you know what I'm saying? Sunday, what's going on? Got a show tonight at Reggie's. Just chilling away. Where's at Reggie's? Where's Reggie's? What city is that in? Dayquil hit and I'm feeling like Spartacus. Oh no. I hope you keep that energy through the rest of the day, because when it runs out, you might feel like real tired. So I hope you keep the energy up the rest of the day. Gotta have texture, that's what I'm saying. If it's too mushy, sometimes it could just be like really unsatisfying, so I like to throw some Cheerios in there for the crunch. A little bit of the taste. I'm not gonna lie, they are chocolate Cheerios. Yeah, it was a chill little oatmeal breakfast. And then I use Paloma beans from Paloma Coffee down the street in New York. And I made espresso on the stove from this place, Paloma Coffee and Bakery. Amazing beans, I'm not gonna lie. So I've been trying to do that recently as well. Just back at it again, like saying live. All right, good. If you've got music, make sure you send it in. You know how to do it. ! Submit. If you want to skip the queue, you can. ! Skip. Killin' Die Once. Let me know the artist name in the chat. We'll get you bumped up. I'll explain who I am, what we do here, and kind of what the point of this is. Paloma beans, slide me some. They're actually so good. I can't lie. Like, I got them there's a grocery store down the street from me who sells them, and I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, why not? Because I'm getting real snobby about my bean choices when I'm making coffee these days. And that's just what it is. Some days you want to make an espresso. My problem is when I make espresso on the stove, I end up drinking like 4 fucking espresso shots in one sitting instead of just, a regular 1 or 2. So I've started to have to like measure out my espresso shots when I pour them into my mug too, so I'm not just like straight chugging like 4 shots of espresso and then bouncing off the walls all day. But look, if you're with us on Instagram, we're live on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/KayvanMD. We're doing music feedback for the next 2 hours. Usually we do this on Monday and Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time, but today I got some time. I'm making up for missing a stream the other day, so we're doing 2 to 4 p.m. So if you have music you want to send in or music you want us to play, make sure you hit ! Submit if you're in the chat on Twitch, and if you're with us on Instagram, come hang out on Twitch because it's more fun over there. So if you are new to the stream, welcome in. You are quite literally at my crib. This is my house. This is where I work every day. This is where I spend a lot of my time just sitting in this chair doing things. And so what we do here every Monday and Thursday, usually, like I said, from 6 to 8, we sit, we listen to music as a community, we give feedback. So it's not just about my feedback. I'll be telling you guys what I think about these songs. But if you're in the chat with us as well, let us know what you think about what you hear. If you like something, tell us you like it. If you think something could improve, tell us what that is. But the only rule is to do it in a respectful way. I will not tolerate any disrespect in the chat, alright? So please be respectful to each other. As we keep going, I'll be pulling up socials as we go. So if you hear something you like, make sure you go follow the artist. And that's kind of what it is. So a little bit of background on me and why I do this every week. Beautiful Schwartz, thank you for submitting. So if you have been in here before, you probably have an idea of what I do. My name's Kayvan. I'm the director of A&R at Genius Distro. I've been in Genius for like the last 8 years, working on everything from interviews with artists, content strategy, booking for branded content, live events, and now working predominantly on the distribution side, signing artists and helping push their projects out to curators, DSPs, really just putting them in places where more people will hear their music, support them, go follow them, and keep up with them. So what we do here on stream is music feedback. This is me listening to things. I do a lot of playlists. I manage artists. I produce music. I've been an artist myself. I'm a classically trained violinist, so music is just in me. And so I listen to a lot, and I feel like I've learned a lot about not only what I like, but kind of what I see people gravitate towards, and sometimes what the things are that I hear or that people hear that might detract them from listening to specific songs or keeping up with specific artists. And so the goal of this is to just kind of pull back the veil a little bit and make it like a very like open conversation about why I would playlist something, why I wouldn't playlist something, what would make me support an artist. And then I've also signed some artists from this community to Genius Distro as well, which has been really cool for me. So artists that I found on stream like Serena, Anto Now, CCBK, Leia the Leo. My name is J Mac, who is killing it right now as well, and Bray, all found in this community here on Twitch. And so that is another part of what we do. It's just kind of like a talent incubator. It's a way for me to connect with you, a way for you to ask me questions. If you have any questions about the music industry, feel free to ask them in the chat, and really just like have fun. It's been a really cool way for me to find music, find artists, playlist things, make content about the artists we find. So if you do not follow us on Kayvan's House, another quick plug, make sure you go follow us on Kayvan's House on Instagram. So when I get to 3,000 followers, I'm going to do another free consultation giveaway where I'll give away either a 30-minute consultation to somebody from the community who enters. But we also make a lot of content about artists and the artists that we find here. So every Friday I do a New Music Friday playlist, which is free and submission-based. You guys can submit to and let us know as well. songs that I find in my comments week to week. So if you are in here and you don't get played on stream, go put your songs in my comments. I'll also go listen to them from there as well. We have our At Home With interview series, which is a lot of community members and people from the community getting highlighted through interviews. We have our Discover Monthly playlist, which I do every month. Our guest playlist, which is a guest curator every month who comes in and picks songs from the comments as well, or from the submissions. And then a bunch of other things that we're trying to do. So we'll do more interviews next year. Definitely more playlists. You can find all my playlists by going to the playlist link in my bio as well. And so yeah, this is it. It's just about supporting artists, finding ways that we can support and help you guys figure out what to do and improve over time. So if you do want to guarantee a song gets played on stream today, the best thing you can do is subscribe or gift a sub. It's $5 if you don't have Amazon Prime. It's free if you do. But if you subscribe or gift a sub, it's a guarantee a song will get played before the end of the stream. As you can see, last stream we didn't get to everybody. All the red ones are the ones we didn't get to. All the green ones are the ones that we did get to. So we do get through a lot of songs. We got through 39 subscribers on Thursday. So I'm hoping we get some free ones today. But every 5 priority subscriber submissions will bump somebody up at free using our spinning wheel. Woo! And then the last 30 minutes of stream, or however long we have after we get through priority subscribers, will be dedicated to people who are in the chat and bumping you guys up for free. So today is going to be a chill day. It's not a normal stream day. It's always a little bit more chill when it's not an actual stream day. So definitely send your music in. You can send in as much music as you want, as many songs as you want, unreleased or released. Music videos are fine too. All genres are welcome, and that's it. We're gonna get into it, okay? So, like I said, biggest thing, be respectful of each other. We do have one sub that we're gonna start with, which is Kill and Die Once. He said, yo, hope you like my lead single for my new album, Get With The Program. And if you guys are in here too, you are gonna see the New Music Who This playlist update go live probably after we get off stream. Also, so keep your eyes open for that. This is Station, Kill and Die Once. I actually think the artwork's like really solid off rip. I said this the other day because we watched something, or we saw something that like just didn't have great artwork, and that was something that I pointed out. When something doesn't have good artwork, it's like an immediate no for me. So this is from the Get With The Program album that just came out yesterday. Great. Let us know what you think in the chat. And Kill and Die Once, where you from, bro? Everybody, if you're in the chat, let us know where you're from. Oh, we got Indiana in the chat. What part? What part of Indiana are you in? If you're with us on Instagram, come hang out on Twitch. We're live right now, twitch.tv/KayvanMD. Oh, we got London in the chat. Oh, it's San Diego. Central Indiana? So what, like Bloomington? Gary? Indianapolis? I'm always curious to know where exactly you're from. Elias, what's good? We're live on Twitch right now, bro. Indianapolis? I've been to Indianapolis. We got Chicago in the chat too. Okay, so I do like the song. I do think that the master could be a little bit louder, and especially the vocal could be louder in this one. I like the cadence. I like the vocal layering. I think both of the things that you've done there are pretty solid. We got Toronto in the chat. Crody. What's good, Crody? You know what, I'm going to save this into the New Music Who This playlist. And the songs we found on Twitch playlist, because I do like this. I'm being picky about the mix master because I do just think it could be a little bit louder. Yeah, literally any kind of music. I love music, man. So like I listen to everything. Oh, we got Brooklyn in the chat. It's a beautiful day in Brooklyn today. If you haven't been outside, go after we get off stream. But it's a beautiful day in Brooklyn today. 4 minutes and 18 seconds, maybe a touch long. That's maybe the only other thing that I would say about the song. Though I'm not terribly mad at the length, maybe a little bit. Let us know what you think in the chat. I do think that the vocal delivery is really strong, and that's one of the things I would point to as being really strong, for sure. Especially for an artist that's like still relatively early on, like I think you've got a good handle of like how your vocals should sound. It doesn't feel forced, it doesn't feel inauthentic. There's a lot of like big pluses in this song for sure. I think it's just for me the volume is really the only thing that I hear where I'm like, you know what? I would love to hear just more volume in everything in the master. Because it could just hit a little bit harder than it does. And if we back to this with something else, I think that's where you really notice it too. What up? If you're with us on Instagram, we're live on Twitch right now. We'll be live for the next 2 hours listening to new music, giving feedback. Just turn it up. It's loud, bro. I've got the thing is I've got my fader up way higher than I would on like my OBS. So like usually I wouldn't have to turn it up this much. That's why I'm talking about the master, because I'm physically having to turn everything up to make it feel less quiet. And that's a problem. Like that's not like a thing that like if you just don't fix that, like when you're listening to it back to back with another song that is mastered pretty well, that's when you'll notice a difference. And so for a lot of people, when they hear that kind of difference on streaming, right, they might turn the song up, but there's only so loud that they can turn it up. And if it still is quiet in comparison to the masters of everything else on streaming, that's when you'll lose listeners. And we just see it happen all the time. Like this has literally happened to music that I've done releases for. It's happened to music that I've listened to as a playlister. If the master's really quiet, then I'm not going to put it in my playlist because it's going to go from being loud, or normal volume to then super quiet. It's going to kill the vibe of the playlist, and then when you move on to the next song, it's super loud again. So people have turned their shit up, and then they get hit with a really loud song. So it's like, while I understand, yes, turn it up, the reason that I'm giving this feedback is because when other people are listening to it, not in this setting, and they can't just turn their fader up more, and above, like I'm like plus 5 dB or plus 10 dB on my fader right now, right? Like other people aren't going to be able to do that. It's only going to go to a certain loudness, and then it's just going to be tough. Thoughts on loudness wars? I kind of go either way on it, because like while I do get it, it's just like you have to keep it in mind, like when you upload, how things are going to sound, you know what I mean? And like with Spotify, they have that like weird compression algorithm too, which you can literally go Google and it'll tell you how many LUFS louder you need to make your master so that it doesn't get compressed that way. So it's just taking into account, you know what I mean? It's just these details. So like, thoughts on loudness wars? I don't think that everything needs to just be loud and that's it. Like, I don't think that the master should not have dynamics. I don't think that the mix should not have dynamics. But at the same time, like, you have to just be aware of it. You know what I mean? The song itself was great. I actually think, like, a lot of the things you did, the song was great. I think your vocal delivery was great. I enjoyed the writing. I enjoyed the creativity, the production. Like, all of those things are good. The only thing, and this is not even, like, me being like, oh, I wouldn't playlist this. I literally just playlisted on 2 playlists because I like the song. But it's just something for you to keep an eye on and keep an ear open for, because it's only going to affect you in the widest scheme of things when other people are listening to the music. For me, I'm not really that pressed about it. I enjoyed the song. I listened to it. I turned the shit up. I could, and it still sounded good. You know what I mean? But I think it's just something you need to think about when you are putting music out, especially if you are trying to get into playlists like of other people or editorials, or appeal to like a wider audience who maybe aren't listening as critically and won't be as forgiving. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's all it is. It's weird because I hit minus 9.5 LUFS consistently on the track. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Because I've also seen that where it's like the master is fine, right? You put it out, you put that shit in Spotify, and then all of a sudden it's ass. So sometimes it is the Spotify algorithm too, and I do think it does fuck people's shit up, if I'm being honest, and I hate that. But I mean, you know, I don't have Tidal. So if I was listening on Tidal, and this is kind of the other reason I do it this way too, is just because it's like, all right, like this is how everyone is listening to it. Like even if I want it to sound better or different or sound the way that it does on like the high fidelity master, like just people aren't really listening like that. People aren't even listening on headphones sometimes, man. They're just listening on the fucking phone speakers. So it's tough. It's tough to be like, oh, this is the thing. But I do think it's just something to keep an ear out for and keep an eye open for. Cradle's God Protocol has a pretty good mastering plugin too. Isotope mastering plugin has a preview for when you upload it to Spotify. I agree with both of those things. I do think they're good things to kind of point to and check on and reference on. Is it Spotify turning it down? I think it is, man. Like that's the thing that I've noticed, and like the only thing that we can point to is whatever the compression algorithm is. Like I can't say that for sure, but at the same time, like I've definitely also listened to things on Apple and on Spotify, and it sounds completely different. And then even things with like YouTube as well, right? So I do. Yes, I think it is Spotify ruining people's shit. AD the Kid, thank you for submitting. 2 subscribers. Suarez, let me know what the artist name is really quickly, and we'll make sure we pull you up. And then same thing with you, AD. I've got you already, but Suarez, let me know what your artist name is, and we'll get you in the queue, and we'll play those songs next. Here, I'll play you guys a beat that I made the other day, though, in the meantime, while we wait for Suarez, because I meant to play this the other day, and then I forgot, so... But just for everybody, you know, like I produce too, so like that's why all of this conversation happens a lot of times, is because it's just coming from like what I've learned too. But I'm not an engineer, so just be aware, like my mixes also are not amazing. Fruit Fly? Is that the artist name? Yes, it is. Yeah, I've been kind of getting back in my sample bag because I just miss it, and it's fun. It's just a splice sample too, so it's not like I chopped something crazy, but I'm pretty happy with the chop into the full drop of the beat. But let me know what you think. I'm always curious to know what you guys think too. All right, I've got you guys in there. Again, if you want to guarantee you get played on stream, subscribing, gifting a sub is the best way. This part. Baseline could maybe be a bit louder. Don't worry, that part comes back throughout. I like to add a lot of variation to my sample chops. So there's always going to be moments where I do stuff like that. We'll talk about arrangement too. Like if you guys send beats, we always talk about arrangement. But that's one of the things for me. Like I love to add more variation to sample chops. I had a lot of fun making this one, so I'm gonna get back in my sampling bag, I think. Thank you, AD. I think my other favorite part is coming up in a second. It's where I bring back that chat. I used Portal. No, I did it all in Serato sample. And then I was using, I think I used M-Rhythmizer. Yeah, I used M-Rhythmizer to do a chop of my chop, essentially. Anyway, yeah, that's it. And then it just loops back around again. But I'm happy with that one. So I'm going to get back in my sample bag because I just can't get enough. We got Fruit Fly up next. Let us know what you think in the chat, as always. This one's called Reeling. Oh, Cleveland, Ohio. Let's go. Another one with the master hit, but I think this could be a Spotify thing again. Do I fuck with TrackLib? I haven't really used TrackLib at all. Should I? I don't even really know if I know what TrackLib is, to be honest.
I just don't understand how you thought this would be okay.
Oh, I've never really looked at this at all.
Seems like every time we talk,
so what, you can just sample anything off here?
I should be angry, punching walls and telling rumors, but I'm fine.
I like this. This reminds me of a lot of bands that like came up around in college.
Making sense of how this all went down just isn't worth my time.
These guys are from Cleveland, Ohio.
So let's just
are there people who are related in this band? Because some of these guys look they're related. They got some Isaac Hayes joints on there? Really? My Spotify fader is down ever so slightly, and it's just for my ears. It doesn't affect what you guys hear at all. I have a separate fader for my computer sound, so it's louder for you guys than it is for me. I have it at a level so that it doesn't hurt my ears, and that's it. So it is down ever so slightly. So again, this is not like a, oh, I'm just hearing it quiet thing. It's not. It is at a perfect volume level for me. And I have to turn it up and down based on what the master sounds like. So I'm just, again, just to preface, like, the song is good, but the master is definitely quiet. I think the vocals actually sound good, but the instrumentation could be louder, so maybe it's the mix and not the master for me on this one. This is that real music.
I can't trust the words you say, so please don't tell me what was real.
It's got a really nice bounce to it. I know this would absolutely slap in a live setting. Fruit Fly _ music. Yeah, like, I wish I could show you guys what my fader's at right now. Yeah, they explain the licensing deal with way better samples. I'm gonna have to dive into that as well. I love small local bands, says Suarez. I'm not mad at small local bands at all. I think if I did have feedback on the mix, it's definitely leveling things. Chorus is definitely catchy. Instrumentation is really good. I do think that like there could be a little bit more balance within the mix between different instrumental parts and the vocal. The vocal gets really loud at some parts. It's definitely more in your face. At times, the instrumentation feels a little bit too quiet. The drums feel a little bit too quiet. And again, this is not me just having my volume down. I promise you, my volume is ever so slightly down, and it's just because it controls the volume on these headphones, but I can control the audio that you guys hear from my computer with a different fader, and that fader is up. So I've turned that fader up a lot. For me, it definitely feels like it just was a little bit quiet and unbalanced in the mix with certain parts of the leveling. But the song was really good. The energy was really good. I know for a fact in a live setting that's going to be so much fun to listen to. So they definitely feel like one of those bands where like you go see them live and it's a completely different experience, which I'm not mad at. Chorus was definitely catchy. Songwriting was solid. And I did like all the layers. Like the instrumentation's great. Like all the actual individual instrumental parts were really good. But yeah, for me, biggest feedback on that one is just kind of keep an eye on leveling. And I do think that that's the thing that would probably improve the way, as I was listening to it, would catch my ear a little bit more. Money Ain't Forever by AD up next. Let us know what you think in the chat. Let us know what you think in the chat, as always. Yeah, man, no. This is all I do, like all day, every day, is just like sitting, listening to mixes and being like, all right, what do I hear about this? What could be better about this? Even for my own clients, it's like what I do for all my artists. They'll send me mixes, I'll give feedback. I actually think this one's good. Like, I really don't have feedback on the master of this one. I know you said it was going to be loud, but like, see, now everyone's like, you got to turn this down for me. On my side, with my volume, it's actually kind of perfect. I like the distortion on the sub. For me, the vocal still cuts through in the mix. I don't know if that feels that way for you guys or not, but for me right now, it still cuts through in the mix. At times, maybe the first hit is a bit loud. I think when it's the kick and the sub layered together, it can be a little overpowering. It's that first one for sure. If anything, that's probably the moment where I feel like it's a bit too much. I'm not terribly mad at it though, because I think stylistically it kind of fits the vibe of like what people want from this like subsection of hip hop as well. So like, but I would say it's that first kick sub layer of the loop where it feels like it's just a little aggressive on the ears. Yeah, like for the genre. That's the thing for me, I think, also, is just like the context of it, right? So for the genre, I think it makes sense. With the last band, like I think for the genre, it's maybe like I want to hear more of the guitar, I want to hear more of the bass, more of the kick, because I feel like even with bands like that, it's really about the layering in it. With hip hop, it's very sub heavy, it's very kick heavy. I think it makes sense for that style of music for it to be that loud. At the same time, I do also agree that for the first kick sub, it is just a little harsh, so you could bring it down just a touch. Adrian Tulio Sanchez on Instagram. Make sure you go follow if you were rocking with that one. We've got one more sub coming up next from Sunday, so we'll go straight into it. And then if there are no more, we'll just get into some free ones, man. Fuck it. Sunday up next. This is H2B by Sunday out of Toronto. You are going to get some real pretty R&B music right now. And then, yeah, even for the first one, like I think everything was done well. I mean, you know what I'm going to say about this one, and it's really the same thing that I say about everything when there's just slightly too much reverb delay on a vocal. I don't mind it on the background vocals, but it feels like there's just a slightly too much, especially on the lead vocal. And I think with the combination of the like vocals being so wet on the BGVs, and then also the lead having so much like wetness on it too, it just gets a little bit messy because there's all this reverberation that's going around and kind of clashing with each other. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Check the rim. Oh yeah. Because I haven't figured out how to stream on Instagram this way yet. Yeah, absolutely, bro. I definitely can, especially if you've got that automatic resub. So I think in this case, right, when there is so much delay on the background vocals, I think that the lead needs to be slightly drier so that it cuts through a little bit differently. And then the other thing, Dre Lord, I'm not sure, bro. You're in here though. We're about to do a free bump after this next priority sub from EG. But if you want to be next after that, you can subscribe or gift a sub, and that'll get you bumped up. Right now it's in here, so it's just like that. It doesn't have to be a full song with vocals. You can submit just beats as well. I produce music, so I'm down to listen to beats and give feedback on beats. I would listen to this. Like this is definitely a song that I would listen to. I would like to hear more independently. Yeah, for sure. I would definitely go listen to his other music. There have definitely been a lot of Sunday songs that I really love. Like The Shadows is great. 33 Bay Street is a standout for me as well. These are ones that I've got saved. Squid QTV, what's up, man? Thank you for the raid. Happy Saturday to everybody who just joined. I'll give the whole rundown of who I am and what I do in a second. I wanted it super dreary. That's fine. I think it's still dreary though, even without the additional delay and reverb on the lead vocal. So like that's my thing, is like even with all of that reverb and delay on the background vocals and those harmonies happening, it's still dreary, right? You're still achieving that thing, but the lead vocal is that lead thing that's supposed to cut through and really catch people's attention. So for me, it's like if you had the lead be slightly less wet, right? You've still got the wetness on the background vocals. It's still kind of creating that sound and that vibe overall, but it's still allowing that lead vocal to cut through and really be the star of the show that catches people. That's really my thing. And it's just like, because there is so much reverb and delay happening on so many different tracks, that's where it starts to feel a little bit messy. The other thing I would say is if you are not busing all of your reverbs through one auxiliary channel and you have them on all these individual vocal channels, that's probably the other thing that's happening, right? So like, I would just keep those things in mind when you are doing the mix, because it is going to clean it up and just make it a little bit easier for people who are, again, more casual listeners. I'm just breaking this down and listening to it this way because I listen to so much music analytically and trying to find the things that catch my ear in a way that would stop me from playlisting it, or maybe would keep me from being like, oh, I fucking absolutely love this. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no freebies. Yeah, sorry guys. Bo Music, let me know the artist name in the chat. AMG Guala or AM Guala. I will find you and get you bumped up as well. For everybody who just joined another raid, thank you for coming in. I'm going to explain what I do and what this is very shortly once we get through this song. But right now, you are listening to Sunday. The song is called H2B. It just came out. If you want to follow Sunday and keep up, all you have to do is go over to Instagram and follow Red Sunday, 2 S's, on Instagram as well. For those who just subscribed or gifted a sub, let me know your artist names in the chat, okay? And I'll make sure we get you bumped up. But for everybody who just joined, let's give a quick shout out. Sorry, I don't have a moderator today, so it's just me. But shout out to Squid for the raid. I definitely appreciate it. And happy Saturday. I hope you had a great stream as well. What were you doing on stream today? Squid, let me make sure I just actually write this right. Squid QTV. All right, boom. All right, yeah, go check out Squid TV. Yeah, how was your stream? How'd it go? For everybody who just joined, my name is Kayvan. I'm the director of A&R at Genius Distro and Genius. I've been at Genius for the last 8 years, working on everything from verified interviews, deconstructed interviews. I helped launch open mic, content strategy, so helping grow the YouTube channel from 500K when I joined up to 11 plus million where we're at now. Branded content, live events. Also been managing artists for the last 10 years. I produce music. I've been a classical violinist since I was 8 years old. And yeah, it's literally just, I just do this twice a week, usually on Mondays and Thursdays from 6 to 8 to give feedback to artists. You can see this here. I've got the Kayvan's House Instagram page where we help promote artists through playlists and content and all kinds of things. And all of those things are free. If you want to submit your music, all you have to do is hit !submit. That will pull up the Google form, which will send you music to the submission form that you can see on my side. And if you want to skip the queue and guarantee you get played on stream today, the best thing you can do is subscribe or gift a sub. Though every 5 priority subscriber submissions, we will bump somebody up at random for free using our spinning wheel. And as we get further into the stream, we'll probably get into a bunch of free bumps today as well, just by nature. So that's how it happens. You want to hear more violin from me? You produce beats and play with them. No, I don't really play the violin as much these days. I can, and I can just I can play by ear really well. But it's just been such a long time since I've practiced reading sheet music. So the sheet music aspect of it is definitely where I'm a little bit weaker. But it's I play everything by ear. I've taught myself basically every instrument that I've learned by doing it that way too. So for me, it's just I'll just pick something up and I'll just try and figure out how to fucking play it. You know what I mean? And that was the same with piano. I kind of taught myself piano, kind of taught myself drums. I taught myself how to produce. I used to be a rapper, so that was what I thought I was going to do forever. And then I kind of stepped away from making music because it just didn't really make me happy the same way anymore. And writing just didn't really hit for me the same way. And every now and then I will do it. And if you really want me to, I'll play you some raps. Yeah, I've thought about it. I wanna get a fucking electric violins so I can just direct input them, because it's just hard to like record a violin, I think, and get a good recording. I'm not an engineer, so recording violin is terrifying to me. Like the idea of trying to get a good recording of it does not sound as good as being able to just direct input an electric guitar into Logic and then play on top of things. But I've definitely talked to some people about it. Like I've talked about going to sessions and playing on top of people's shit, and like doing vocal or doing string arrangements, because I love that part. That part's actually what I really do enjoy. So yeah, that's it. That's what we do here every Monday, Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to join the Discord, it's free. We got playlist opportunities in there as well. Go follow us on Kayvan's house. And then if you want to submit music, it's all free. That's it. That's what I'm here for. The only rule in here is to be respectful of each other, and that's it. If you're not being respectful, I'm going to be disrespectful, and you're going to hate it. And Squid, I hope you have a great time at the birthday party. A 3-year-old's birthday party, man. That is intense. He's going to be exhausted. I can't believe he did a stream before that. EG up next. This is back half of Hot and Hells with Aaron Halford. That is a mouthful of a title. I hope that's not the final title. Studying audio engineering at the moment to get that knowledge, feeling that it's peppy. It's hard, man. Audio engineering is a whole like art within itself. I always try and tell people that, like, I'm never going to be a master engineer. You know what I mean? It's never going to be something that I'm like incredible at. I just wanted to be able to do it enough for myself. If I wanted to create, I could, or if I wanted to help people create or record, I could. I've got that amount of knowledge, I think.
Cooking deviled eggs up in Hell's Kitchen. Took some wrong turns and I made some bad decisions. Yeah, we cooking deviled eggs up in Hell's Kitchen. Took some
I do think the vocals could come up on this a little bit, and I would just be careful of plosives in the vocal recording. I like the production a lot. It's super out of the box. Finishing this one with a friend right now, Elias Goodman. This dude also cooks on the soccer field, but you know, that's it. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, you don't need to know everything to make good music. Exactly. First part has me giggling a little bit. I like this. I like the idea. But I know I love the production. The production to me is a real standout part of this one. If you're with us on Instagram, come hang out on Twitch. We're live right now listening to music, giving feedback for the next couple hours. Vocals need more presence. Cool. The beat is really cool. I think the vocal needs to be smoothed out just a touch too. I would love to hear more vocal layers, so like more harmonies and stuff, like the background vocal stuff. You could maybe cut the bass line down a touch. But I like all of the individual elements in this. Maybe a little bit more variation in the arrangement once you get into this section. Like when everything full has come in, you know what I mean? It's kind of creating those waves of like bringing elements out, bringing them back in to kind of just break up the arrangement a touch. There is a lot of cool variation in the drum break specifically, which I think you've done a really good job on. I think it's more in the instrumentation where you could do a little bit more variation in the arrangement. But this is like actually such a nice bounce to it. I don't know what to call it, but the flickering, the gated vocals. I do hear those in the back. Those sound really good. You could maybe bring those up a little bit at times too. Life of T says you can't teach taste. This is actually very true, I think. It's very true. The further I get into my career, the more that I realize that that's true. And at a certain point, it is just kind of like having taste or not having it. But I like this. IFO tool in rotation. Is that what you used for it? I've been trying to find something good for gating. Yo, wait. Like a section like this in there. You know what I mean? Where everything kind of drops out and it's just vocal and the drum break with maybe the synth. That's what I mean, is like having these moments where it's just like you strip it down to like 2 elements. You make more space for the vocal cuts through a little bit more, but it adds more movement to the arrangement of the production as you go like further through it. Sorry, LFO tool. Yeah, what is your Spotify, Elias? His Instagram is at Elias Goodman. Do you have songs out yet on Spotify, or are you still working on getting things out? Overall, though, I really enjoyed it a lot. I think like, EG, yes. That just one out right now. EEGEE. And I think I liked that one too when you sent it. That's not the right one. This is the right one. Made Just For You is the song that's out. Yeah, I did like this. I remember listening to this and liking this too. Yeah, we're doing a makeup stream today, Will. Just because I missed Monday. All right, we're gonna do a free one randomly from the submission form. Again, if you want to submit your music, all you have to do is hit !submit. If you want to guarantee you get played on stream today, the best thing you can do is subscribe or gift a sub. That is a guarantee. But make sure you go follow @Elias Goodman if you were rocking with that last one. First free one of the evening. The odds are really in Killer Down's favor with so many submissions in there, but unfortunately, you didn't get it this time. We're gonna go to Big Dollar Bob. Don't worry, we'll have more of those coming up throughout the stream. But first, we've got Big Dollar Bob. Yeah, bro. Look, the odds are in your favor. It's a game of odds when you're in the spinning wheel. This is Lil Yeah by Big Dollar Bob. Let us know what you think in the chat. How much is to skip the line? So if you subscribe or gift a sub, which is free if you have Amazon Prime and $5 if you don't. And I may change that soon, so just keep your eyes open for a switch and submission process. You up for the task, I can't be fixed. I'm always sad. It's hopeless, I'm broke. So I do like this in theory. This is gonna be a thing that you guys are gonna hear me say a lot. When the reverb is something that you can hear separately of the vocal and it doesn't feel like it's blended, that's when there's too much to me. So for me, because I can hear that as a separate element, that's maybe what I don't love about it. De-esser on the reverb would do wonders. It would definitely help. It's definitely like a good start. This is a really, really good groundwork. Back to the beginning, we renegade. Run that shit back for me. Let's not keep this casually. You took my heart out like a fatality. Please don't get mad at me. You still attached. I like the way that the vocal is layered too, where it's like you've got that harmony layer in the background, maybe throughout a lot of it. You've got those background vocals coming in throughout a lot of it. It fills up a lot of that space in a really, really nice way. Troy says, I think his voice sounds great. I want more of this guy. I think his voice sounds really good too. Big Dollar Bob on Instagram. Definitely followed him because I want to keep up. Out of Dallas, Texas. I think as his mixes continue to improve, it's going to be hard not to be a fan of his music. To me, the mix is probably the only thing here that I would really point to as being something that could improve. I'm going to save it. I'm going to come back and listen to it and consider for the songs we found on Twitch content on Tuesday. Lots of elements that I do like in this song, though. You already got him on Spotify? What song? He's still pretty early on. I mean, 38 monthly listeners is still pretty early on. Really only been... Yeah, dropped some stuff in like 2022. Took a bit of a break in 2023 and then dropped more in 2024. Dev Slang, let me know the artist name in the chat. We'll make sure we get you bumped up into the priority queue. We got Frank Bonham up next. Cam from the flat. All right, let me go find you, bro. Gotcha. We got you. We got you. Okay, come on. All right, our first 5 down for the stream. All right, Big Dollar Bob is a name, man. Love it. It's definitely a good name for sure. That's a good artist name. It stands out. I gotta know on my Spotify. I'm gonna have to check that out. All right, we got Frank. Oh, this is a music video. Sick. From Where Is Bo, Day Day Pivot, and Nice. Bro, you know I fuck with your production, Bo. Also, Day Day is somebody I'm a big fan of as well. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like this one. First music video of the day. You can send music videos in if you want. This one's called Go. I'll pull up the socials after we get through the video. Let us know what you think in the chat. As always, we want to know what you think of these songs and videos too. Sick. Oh, I love that shot. Is there going to be anything that fills kind of that like black screen moment? Even if it was like a film roll, or like, you know, when the film like kind of like does that thing? Really cool shots though. Love the color grading on it. Killing Die One says visuals look great. Beats feeling funky says Schwartz. Life of Tice is great. What does he have in his hand? Is it a katana? Let's Hang Alive says a bop for sure. This sounds amazing. Music video is pretty smooth. It's so casual. It's very casual. Life of T says Wes Anderson vibes. The mic is actually plugged in. Good job. Yeah, you gotta plug the mic in, guys. Definitely a katana. Is this song out already? I gotta go save the song in the playlist too, if it is. What up? If you're with us on Instagram, we're live on Twitch right now. Come hang out. I love the video. I do wonder what those blank spots will be filled in with. I do think you need to fill in those blank spots a little bit. That's maybe the only thing that I would give feedback on. Whew. I think the video gets a little repetitive, but props. Yeah, I think there's still edits that need to be done. And just additive edits, personally, like at this point. And that's fine. We get picky in here. See, like this kind of stuff right here. I feel like you could put those moments in throughout the video a little bit more. More melody on the spaces. Not even the spaces in the production. I actually think the production was really good. It's more for me on the visual side of things. I think there needs to be some more edits to fill in some of those blank spots. That's kind of it. But this is why I always ask what you guys think too. Because Dre Lord says more melody on the spaces. Killing Die One says, yeah, a couple more shots or heavy switch up in the instrumental would be cool. And that's it. Is Frank Bonham the artist name? Yes, Frank Bonham is the artist name. We're going to pull up Frank's socials right now. Frank.Bonham on Instagram is the artist. Brand new artist. And then producer-wise, you've got Where Is Bo? Who kills, bro? This dude is sick. I'm just going to pull up this video because every time I watch it, I'm like... I actually just enjoy watching you drum. So yeah, Where Is Bo? And then also Day Day Pivot, who if you don't follow, you should go follow Day Day also. Wait, was that song out on Spotify? Did we ever figure that one out? Frank Bonham. Can't find it. Can't find it. Well, if it is, let me know. If it is, let me know. I'll go. Can it be bumped up, please? Send a gift. Dre Lord. Yeah, what is your artist name? Wait, I didn't see a gifted sub from you. That's maybe the only reason I haven't done it yet. Dev Slang, I think I got you, right? Camden from the Flat, Will on Morning, I'll get you bumped out too. Comes out in November. All right, fire. All right, Aim Guala up next, out of Toronto, for all you Toronto mans in the chat. This one's called Broadway. Let us know what you think in the chat. And so we've listened to a couple AM Guala songs. So Dre, if you subscribe or give us a sub, that's how you get bumped up into the priority queue. But we're going to be doing free bumps later on in the stream too, so stick around if you don't want to spend bread. You sent the 100 gift thing. Oh shit, that is not the same thing. Technically. Sorry, I don't know what that actually means. I should maybe look into that so I can explain what that is. Because I can't explain what that is. Killing Die One says, a little too much fresh air on this one. I do think the vocals need to come up in this mix, personally. They sit behind the production just a little bit more. Again, for me, California, my favorite one of your songs so far. I said this the other day too. I just think that is the groundwork for you. Like, build off of California and all the things you did on that song, because I think it will just continue to help you. Especially in the mix side of things too. Oh no, in the mix side of things too. My bad. Sorry guys, I knocked my camera. Ah! Sorry. Is that? Okay, that's better. We got it. Sorry about that. Knocked my desk. Definitely still time to submit. Yeah, we got like another hour and 10 minutes left. And it's a pretty chill one tonight, if I'm being honest. Or today, sorry. Deadstorm mixed this one and we don't fuck with each other anymore. I'm dead. It's like that sometimes. Willem Marty says, I like this, but I do wish I had more of the switch ups with the delivery, but this is hard. Definitely something to keep in mind as well. Is just, again, more variation in the delivery style and the rhythmic elements of it too. And that is just something that I would tell any artist in that space. It's tough. Like standing out in that space, and I think in that sound as an artist overall is really difficult. But the things that do kind of point me towards artists that maybe stand out to me more in that space is definitely the hook work. So make sure the hook work is really strong. Little like the punchlines and stuff like that are really important in that too. But then also making sure that like you have a lot of variation. Like I think there are certain artists that do really well in that space, and one of the things that they do extremely well, and I think one of the reasons they stand out so much is because of the variation in the vocal and just trying different things, trying different pockets. So don't be afraid to like step out of like a rhyme scheme and just try something completely different, because I think you're already kind of pushing the boundaries and pushing the box a little bit with that style of music. So just don't be afraid to do it a ton. You know what I mean? But again, California for me, that's still my favorite one of your songs that I've heard. And I would definitely use that as kind of like the cornerstone of like what you build on top of, and use that as a reference point when you go in and work with producers and stuff like that too. All right, Ben Hamito up next. Pretty chill, tracks about a situationship guy who's emotionally available, acting cocky, going with the flow to avoid getting close. Vocals hint he's scared of intimacy, keeping things casual but hiding that fit, mostly vibes. Got a bossa nova version coming out soon. All right, I love a little bossa nova. I'm not going to say that I don't. Dre Lord will get you bumped up. This is Keep It Cool by Ben Hamito and Polo San Pablo. Let us know what you think in the chat. Out of Houston, Texas also.
Keep it cool, keep it cool, keep it cool.
Ever so slightly too much delay, but it's done in a really tasteful way, so it doesn't really catch me as aggressively as some of the other ones where I've heard it. It's ever so slight.
Girl, I feel something wrong with you. Just know that it's not
No, I like this. I like this.
I don't want to hurt you, that's the truth.
Saved this to the playlist.
So why you act like this unknowns? Yeah. To the side so you move.
I'm Ben Hamito on Instagram.
On the side where you go.
You guys getting in real early on this one as well. Come on. Go follow if you're rocking with it. Let us know what you think in the chat, as always. Now, this has got a nice bounce to it. I'm excited to hear the bossa nova version of it. Oscar says, glad you fell out with that engineer for the last one. Look, man, sometimes you fall out with your producers and engineers. It's truly just a process. The whole reason I started learning how to produce is because I fell out with my producers. So, like, it just is a part of the process. I've seen it happen with every artist. Oscar says this one's cold. This one's cold, too. I like this one a lot. This definitely got saved to the playlist. Ooh, love this switch up right here, too. It moves really well. The arrangement on this song is actually super interesting. Will Marty said, I'm definitely interested to hear what the bossa nova version of this would sound like for sure. Jersey switch up's hard, says Kill 'Em Die Once. I liked there was like a little bit of a baile funk switch up as well, like midway through the song that I thought was really nice. So I kind of fuck with this. Like, again, the arrangement is super interesting, and I think it catches the ear. The different change-ups in the production style are really nice. Yeah, overall, I really don't have too much feedback on that. Even the thing that I said early on about like the delay it wasn't like terrible. Thank you, Oscar. My posture was bad. Really wasn't something that was like so dire that I need to call it out. Like, I think it was okay. And especially as you get further into the song too, I felt like it's done really tastefully, and I enjoyed it. Arrangement, production, all very good. I like the songwriting. I think your vocals sound really good and clear on that one too. Saved it in the playlist. I like that one. Italy up next with Slow Down, out of London in the UK. Yes, there are some UK people in the chat as well. I know that right now. So if you are in the UK, make sure you go listen to Italy, man. I really fuck with this artist a lot. This is the second single from her debut EP, I Wish I Never Knew You. We heard the first single the other night on Thursday. Oscar says, oh damn. Yeah, Oscar, you gotta tap in. Italy Music, IDELE Music on Instagram. Kill and Die One says, oh yeah, this one's hot. Oh, that run, that build up into the chorus. These vocal harmonies, these are the things that I always point to with Italy. It's got a little Ari Lennox in it. Oscar said, I got a perfect hook open for her. Make sure you hit her. Oh, I love this. I really have no feedback. Yes! Lonely says fire. Yo, you should definitely link in person. That'd be fire. Italy, I already fuck with Oscar's music too, just for what it's worth. Oh, I love these background vocals. You're singing, pushing your voice. You're doing those things that artists and vocalists should be doing. This is a nice switch up for the bridge too. A little bit of a change in this like rhythmic delivery, which I like to hear. Look, Italy does not fuck around, man. I'm a fan. Everything we've heard from Italy, it's a lot of unreleased music, but it's all really solid. And there's been a vast improvement, I think, in the quality too in the last like 6 months. Just of the artist-focused stuff versus the writing stuff. Your artist stuff is feeling really polished. Oh, those background vocals, that top layer. Oh my gosh. This is beautiful. Great job. Holy shit. I really love this one a lot. This is easily gonna go on my playlist when it comes out. This is easily getting covered when it comes out. Please let me know when this drops as well. A real subtle guitar solo in the background too. It's nice. All of the elements of this are great. This is, I mean, I say this to a lot of artists who make this type of music. This is like my favorite style of R&B, I think, and really has been forever. So it stands out for that. Very well written. Vocal arrangement was fantastic. Your ad-libs and runs in the background shine. You know what I mean? And I think that's a really important thing that a lot of vocalists don't do. And Check the Rhyme, who's in here a lot of times, he'll say the same thing. He's like, I want to hear vocalists push themselves. And I think you do that in a really, really good way. Without it feeling forced and without it feeling unnatural. Like you just have a great voice. You have great vocal control, and it's great to hear it. That's one of the things that's always stood out for me, I think, with you, is the vocal arrangement. So, look, that one was super good. That's probably my favorite one that we've heard from you so far, in all honesty. It reminds me of so many artists that I love. Oscar says, Cam hit me with the ad in the middle of that one. I'm sorry, Oscar. It is like that. You will get hit with the ads in here sometimes. Cam from the Flat up next. This one's called Grace. I know this sample. Butterfly effect?
Yeah. He try to play, we let our shots. Don't like to talk, just smoke on Zot. I smoke on Zot, don't do no pot. I have it, cheese, no you is not. I'm talking shit, yeah, this shit hot.
Alright, we're back.
Chase ain't getting caught. He try to play, I keep the clank. Yo, ho gon' go, I break the bank. She fall in love, say I'm a saint. We go to war, pull up with tank. Don't get too close like boy. They on my dick, these niggas hate. I smoke on Zot straight to the face.
Video is hard. I mean, the feedback that I do have is maybe just timing on the delivery at times feels like it gets a little bit too far off for me. Very personal taste thing. Like, for some people, they don't care so much. It's something I'm a bit of a stickler for. The beat is hard. The master could be a little bit stronger. I think like the bass and sub kind of dominates the mix a lot. I do wish that the sub was maybe slightly quieter just so the vocal cut through more. Killing Dad One says the offbeat flow is the genre. I fuck with it. It's definitely the genre. At times it gets too far offbeat for my personal taste. But at the same time, what up, Grayson? How's it going? But at the same time, it's a fun listen. Like it's not that I would cut it off. There's moments where it gets too far off just for me personally, and I'm a bit of a stickler when it comes to timing. It's the classical background, if I'm being honest. Oscar said, this is tough as hell. Tell my man turn down the fresh air, though. The flow is kind of hard, though. I will say, like, throughout. I like his voice, one. Like, the tone is really solid. Oh, bro throwing the little AI shit in there as well. That was nice. Oh no, feels like I did too much. It's that one. That's the sample. Don Toliver sample. Don Toliver sample. My bad. Not Travis. Overall, look, I will say overall I enjoyed that. The thing that I would just be mindful of is getting too far offbeat, even with the offbeat flow. It's definitely the genre. I'm not mad at it for the most part. I'm big into lyrical rap, but I don't know about this genre, says Suarez. That's the thing for me is like I can kind of fuck with both. Like there's definitely times where I'm less into the offbeat flow stuff. And there's definitely times where I really can't stand it because some people do get so far off beat that it's like, what's even the point? You know what I mean? Like, why even rap on a beat? Just rap a cappella and just do it at whatever pace and tempo you want. Because like there is structure in music for a reason. I think like to an extent at least. I'm not a huge fan of like very, very abstract music, and that's like just my personal taste again. Very subjective thing that we're all doing right now, listening to music and giving feedback. So me just saying that I don't like something does not necessarily mean that it just can't be that way. But I will say, just for me and my personal taste, there is a point where it's too far offbeat. You know what I mean? And I do think that comes from playing classical music and music theory being such a big part of what I do, and also just producing. Right? It's like you make the beat at a tempo, with like a time signature and with a key signature. So when you start to break those things like in a specific song, at times it can be really messy. At times it cannot make sense. At times it cannot sound as good as others. In that case, I think it's ever so slight. There was moments where he got slightly too far off, but for the most part throughout the song, I enjoyed listening to it, and it didn't make me want to be like, oh, I can't listen to this. Because there is times where I will listen to stuff that is so far off beat that I'm like, I cannot fucking get into this at all. And also it kind of breaks the, like, I don't know. You get into something rhythmically, your head starts bumping, you kind of get into the flow of it. Like, there's a reason that is a thing, you know what I mean? Music doesn't have to be as structured as you're making it out to be. I mean, I agree. But music theory exists for a reason. You know what I mean? So it's like to completely discard music theory at all also feels like a little... Like, I'm all for people pushing boundaries. I'm just not a huge fan of, like, super abstract, like, I don't know, like, music, like, there's a reason that popular music is popular. You know what I mean? It's like, there's just... like, I get it, but also, like, it's just different when you, like, work in music and you're, like, trying to appeal to, like, a wide audience. Like, and this is the thing, I tell artists this all the time, like, figuring out what you want to be, like, as an artist and how big you want to get, and, like, I think that informs, like, how you should kind of make music and the way you need to think about it, because, like, this is a business at the same time. Like, I'm not going to sit here and just do the whole, like, music is a business thing, because it's not. Like, I make music that I want to make, and sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's weird and abstract and different, and, like, I just want to make what I want to make. Yeah, but even if you don't know music theory, you're still using it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing, is, like, you don't... Like, I don't use music theory all the time, but, like, does it help me when I'm producing? Yeah, fuck yeah. You don't have to know the theory of it to be using it. Like, do you record on a metronome? Do you use tempo and key when you're fixing your auto-tune? Like, you're using music theory. That is literally music theory. So, like, yeah, you might not know all of the ins and outs of it. Like, I don't need you to know note lengths or, like, know what a fucking, like, triplet looks like on sheet. But, like, at the same time, like, if you're rapping in triplets, you're using music theory. If you're rapping on beat and, like, sticking to a tempo, you're using music theory. So, like, it's a thing. Like, it is the theory of how music is constructed from the ground up. So, like, you are using it, even if you don't know the ins and outs of it. And I would also argue learning it is probably good for you as an artist, because it'll make it easier for you to do the thing that you want to do. That's all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you can't create the way that you want to create. Like, do whatever you want. But at the same time, like, as somebody who's been working in the music industry for like 10 plus years and I've generated a lot of streams. I got a lot of artist placements. I've signed a lot of artists and like have just had success with that aspect of it. Like there is just certain things that like work, you know what I mean? Like certain aspects of like what makes music more appealing to an audience and like a mainstream audience or new listeners or new fans that you're trying to appeal to. If that is not the concern and that's not what you're doing music for, great. Then do whatever you want. I have no problem with that at all. Like at the end of the day, this is your thing. This is your art. This is not my art. So like do whatever you want to do. But what I'm going to say is like, yeah, for someone who's listening to music from a critical standpoint, I listen to a lot of music and a lot of different genres. I've worked with artists at all different levels. And like, there are definitely things like to my ear, especially if I hear them, I'm going to be like, oh, this is not as polished or not as professional as certain artists can be or will be. And I think that is also just it. I'm telling you this when you tell me that. That's fine. I'm not pressed at all. Like you could tell me that, but like I see it every day. I know what the new sounds are. And I don't have a problem with it. Like, I'm just saying there is like also at a certain point, it gets so far away from it that like, I just don't want to listen to it personally. And that's just my personal taste. But I can see what's working and what's moving. You know what I mean? And also, yeah, if you know music theory, sometimes breaking the rules of it become easier. I agree with Ely too. If you know what you're doing and there's a purpose behind it, great. But like, there are certain artists where it's just like, all right, like then what's the, like, I don't know. To me, it's just like, there are different levels of musicianship. And like, if you want to be a musician who can stick around and like actually like kind of like bend genres and work in different spaces, like I think there is a difference between that and someone who spends no time understanding it all and doesn't care to, and that's going to hold you back in the long term. And that's just kind of what it is, because eventually, cyclically, music changes frequently. What is popular changes frequently. This wave of what's popular right now might not be popular in 2 years. And we saw that with the SoundCloud era, and we saw that with those artists and those rappers that kind of came and went. Not all of them did. Some of them stayed. And I think there's a reason to the one that stuck around and were able to create a longer career and longer and bigger audience and more engaged audience are there. You know what I mean? And that's really all I'm trying to say is like, that's cool. Like you can do whatever you want. Like I don't give a shit, really. Like that's not, I'm not here to tell you guys what to make or how to make it. Like I truly don't care. Like I'm going to be working on other shit. But yeah, there's stuff that I listen for and the stuff that I like. And I think if you are submitting music to me, this is the reason that maybe I wouldn't playlist something, or I would, you know what I mean? And so that's all this is. It's just me kind of sharing like what my opinion is and what I hear and what I listen for. And then also just from like a making music perspective, like what I think about making music personally. So that's it. I just, you know, like I get it, but like at the same time, like, yeah, bro, it's just how I feel. Trick the Riddle up next. Elijah will get you bumped up in the priority queue as well. Don't worry, Dev Slang, I have not forgotten about you either. Or Dre Lord, I did not forget about you either, sorry. And that's also why I always say, like, you guys give you feedback too, because my opinion is not the end all be all. That's the other thing. It's like, I might not be the audience for this music. Wolf Whistle, Trick the Riddle. I found this band recently, and honestly, I really enjoy their music a lot. So let us know what you think in the chat. I Don't Like You is one of my favorites at the moment, but this is getting saved too.
The sound of a holler, the bit of a whisper, the aching every man with wretched intentions.
I think Trick the Riddle is also a really good band name. I will say that, off rip. It's a cold name. I thought the same thing when I heard it too. I was like, you know what, this is a really cool name. If you like My Chem, System of a Down, anyone in kind of that space, I feel like this band is kind of like pulling inspiration from those. Mad experimental vocals, I agree. It's so out of the box, even for this genre. I love the synth sound and vocals, that's sick, this is sick. I agree, it's like, honestly, that's something that like fucking, what is that name? Who made the fucking song Mr. Roboto? Styx? Yeah, it was something that like Styx was doing in like the 70s. But it's not the same. Schweier says this is sick. I really love the arrangement of these songs too. Like I think like for me, this is one of the things I've noticed with them, especially I Don't Like You. The arrangement's really cool. Wolf Whistle, the arrangement's really cool. They were playing us some stuff in the studio too last week on the Genius or the Digital Days stuff, where I was listening to it and I was like, yo, this is so well done from an arrangement standpoint, production standpoint. The mixes, I feel like, was maybe the only place where I was like, the mixes could be a little bit stronger in some of these songs. But the elements are all there in a really, really cool way. Again, if you want to rock with them on Instagram, it's at Trick the Riddle. It's just super interesting. It like almost pulls from like prog metal as well. Pacing of the drums and the tone of the guitar are absolutely perfect. Yeah, that one went straight in the playlist as well. That one's called Wolf Whistle by Trick the Riddle. Love it. That was our last free one. We got Will Armani, Dre Lord, and Chisloni's Lord coming up after this. If you are, Analyzer Rosario. If you do want to guarantee you get played on stream today, the best thing you can do is subscribe or gift a sub, and that will get you bumped up. But if you don't want to, that's fine. We'll have some more free bumps coming throughout the stream. We've got about like 11, 12 minutes until we start getting into our free bumps from the chat too. So stick around if you want to get bumped up for free, because we'll be doing more of that as we keep going. Will Armani, want to light a candle? Master, let us know what you think in the chat. Oh shit, you made a J-pop song? And you mixed it yourself? Sick. Who produced this? Did you produce this? You know, I really like this a lot. There's one other artist you should check out that I think you'll like also. Is it Zahira? No, it's not Zahira. What's his name? Shit, I'm never going to be able to remember this guy's name. There's an artist who makes music like this that I think you would really like, who speaks in English as well. Super different from you, Will. What up, Troubled Youth? Death Slang, what do you mean? Vocals hurting me. This sounds reminding me of the Vanished People a little. We're the Vanished People. I think if you listen to J-pop, it's really not too far from that, and that's maybe the reason that I enjoy it. Which is a different take. Like, that's the thing that I enjoy. It's like, it is very truly J-pop, like, even in the melody and in the songwriting. The mix, maybe the vocal mix could use a little bit of work. I like the instrumental, I guess the different vocals. I just like that it's like a completely different take. Like, Will was making like very like this is what I'm used to listening to. Yeah, VOD will go up on my YouTube tomorrow morning. So like, I'm used to hearing this from Will, right? Which I don't actually have a problem with either. But I appreciate him like kind of pushing the box, and it sounds like a J-pop song. That's the thing. Like, we're gonna listen to this with context as well. And Dev, like, we don't talk to people like that in here. So quite honestly, man, like, if you're gonna be in here disrespecting people, I'm gonna be a dick about it. Please be respectful of other people's music when you're listening to it. Like, he's trying something different. He's pushing himself out of the box that he's been making music in, and that's fine if you don't like it. But there's definitely a way that you can speak to people in here. And like, just truthfully, like, I'm gonna be a dick about it. Like, this is a community that we're trying to build, and this is the kind of approach we're taking with giving feedback. So if there is something that you don't like about it, be critical, but do it in a way that's like, all right, like, these are the things that I think could improve about it. And if you're not gonna do that, then maybe this isn't the community for you. I'm gonna just be real. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like beat around the bush. Like, it's just not, like, this is not the kind of vibe that we have in here, and that's fine. If that's what you're looking for, you can go find it somewhere else. This, for me, I just like that you're changing the vibe up and trying something different. I agree the mix maybe was the thing to work on. You know what I mean? And like, it's just like, I think the thing is, like, the mix could use a little bit of work, I think, on the vocal. But I do like that it was in the space of J-pop and it made sense as a J-pop song. You did what fit the beat, right? And like, that's something I tell artists all the time, is like, if you're gonna do shit, then it has to kind of fit the production style. Like, you have to do something authentically, especially if you're going to kind of lean into something that is a specific style. That's it, right? So there are definitely things that can improve about it, but at the same time, it is cool that you push yourself out of the box like that. It is cool that you did something different. The vocal mix is the thing that I would work on a little bit to just make it blend with it. Maybe a little bit less auto-tune on stuff that is J-pop, because you won't really hear that when you go listen to J-pop music. It is a little bit punchier in the delivery style, a little bit less like drawn out. That's something to think about. But I do appreciate you stepping out of like where you are. Bro, honestly, man, and that's like literally what's gonna happen here. That's it. Dev slang's fucking gone. Because I don't appreciate, like, I'm gonna say this again. This is the community we're building. I don't fuck with that type of language or like that kind of energy in the chat. So Dev can get the fuck out and not come back. And that's just truly how I feel. All right? Vibe, Dre Lord. I've said this a million times. I give people warnings. We're not building that type of shit in here. All right? That's it. That's it. Game over. Dre Lord up next. Killing Ty wants to that. Do you like the mixing artist with J-pop? Haven't really heard that before. Will says I have multiple producers. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool that you were pushing the boundaries a little bit like that. But I'm telling you, like, I'm just not fucking with that shit, man. Go to a different community. That's not what we doing here. Dre Lord vibe. I bro trying to be like, oh, you guys are soft. Nah, man, we're not soft. We just have fucking respect for people. Hey, he can come find me. He can come find me in the street. Oh! Go hang anywhere else, bro. That's not what we doing here. I'm not mad at this either. I would like to hear more vocal layers, I think, from the artist on this. More ad-libs to kind of keep that energy going, especially with the high energy of the production style. Killing Die One says, this one's a vibe. I just can't hear the beats in this genre and not hear Ice Spice. I think it's a cuss. No, I definitely don't disagree with you as well. Gotta respect everyone's artistry, literally artists for everything. I agree. That's why we do this, is to literally show you guys that we can respect each other and still give feedback and be constructive and critique things in a way that is respectful. So if that's not, I gave him a warning. I said, if it's not for you, get out. And then you just want to keep talking shit in the chat, then all right, peace, bro. Good luck. Guarantee you, I don't forget who that person is. So yeah, I agree with you, Killing Die Once. The tough part with this genre is standing out. And it's just so many people doing this sound. And so that's the hard part, I think, for me in general with this stuff, is like it really has to be like extremely stand out for it to stand out in this space. I think hearing this out in the wild, it would be a different experience. Like if we were like out at night and like at a party or at like a DJ set or something that just came on, I feel like it would be a bit of a different experience. Look, Will, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Like I just won't stand for it. Like I've said this before. I've said this since you started this shit. Like you get warnings. You get your warnings. You don't take them. You get banned. I'm gonna stand on the shit that I said I would do. I feel like if I heard this at a place, it would be hype. Yeah, that's the thing. I think for me, it's tough. Like one, and this is like one thing that I will say just as like a disclaimer, I have to be in the mood to listen to that. Quite honestly, I might have been in the mood to listen to that about 30 minutes ago before that dude pissed me off. Now I'm not really feeling as hype, you know what I mean? Like, so that might be one reason where it didn't hit for me quite as much. Production-wise, it was good. Mix-wise, it was good. I don't think there's anything you really need to improve about that part. I do think you could add a little bit more energy through ad-libs and through some of those doubles and things like that will kind of bring that energy up in the song. And I do think that that's one of the things that I hear is like, no, I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed. We're chilling. This dude is out here. We're gonna have time with it. Or have fun with it. But at the same time, I think with this one, in general, this is with any song in this space, like I kind of got to be in the mood to listen to it anyway. Like if I'm just at home chilling, I'm probably not listening to something that is so up tempo and hype. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You know what I mean? If you've ever experienced an NC homecoming weekend, as NCCU's homecoming weekend in my neighborhood is looking crazy at 3 p.m. Yeah, that I have, and yes, that makes all the sense in the world. Do you live in Durham? Like, what part of Durham are you in? Schwartz says, I appreciate you. You have no idea how much you spend my day. Look, man, you got to experiment. As an artist, you have to be willing to experiment. And some people are going to get it and some people aren't going to get it. And that just also is what it is. Dre, overall, I have nothing negative to say about the song. It's really just the time that I'm listening to it and the space I'm listening to it in. I really do think in a live setting, it'd just knock differently. And I do think that, like, this is even the problem that I have with pushing music in that space as a manager and as a distributor. It's hard to capture people with a more, like, general commercial sounding song, right? It's a different way of marketing. It's a different way of getting people to listen to it. So that's something that I always have a hard time with, is even getting other people to listen to it in the same way, because it is so specifically about like being in the right place at the right time listening to it. And I had the same issue with pushing a song like that from one of my own artists on the management front, where it was like, you know, like I'll send his more niche like rap, like soul sample beat stuff to people, and they kind of gravitate towards it more. And I don't really know what that is. You know what I mean? I just think it is so difficult. You can like $10 park and I'm dead. It's difficult to stand out in that space. And I think the problem is that there have been so many artists who have made stuff in that space that have kind of popped off in the last year or so as well. So definitely keep going. I want to hear more from you, because I don't actually think there was anything bad about it. Again, it's just like so nuanced to like the time and the place that I'm listening to, and also that dude fucking just throwing me off a little bit. Stress, Chisloni's up next. I'm not going to say that it's not partially on him throwing me off, because his energy was off, bro. And that's also why I like to keep that shit out of here, because it's just like not what I believe, you know what I mean?
All these stresses on my head.
Chisloni's, let us know what you think in the chat.
The world's really trying to test me. Feel like falling off the edge, maybe feel the ground catch me. Will life be any different when I'm dead? Yeah, I've been saying
he was on some weird shit. It's like, yo, like I get if you have shit going on in your life, but don't take it out on other people who are just trying to do their thing. Guaranteed to go listen to his music right now, shit on it. Like,
I can see yourself. All I want is gold. Silver's not for winners, and them diamonds never froze. It's failure if you finish. This game is not a scrimmage. Mix tequila with sativa, now I'm feeling like a chemist. Life gave me some lemons, so I made it on a Palmer.
Am I Googling it? Yeah, I'm Googling it.
Was a little calmer. Things just need to chill. Gotta worry about the bills. Gotta worry about some shit I shouldn't worry about for real. All these stresses on my head. Feelings full of dread. Think the world's really trying to test me. Feel like falling off the edge. Maybe feel the ground catch me. Will life be any different when I'm dead? I
like the idea of flow on this one. I think the vocals could be mixed into the beat a little bit more, but I like the character of his voice. His Kill and Die Once.
But I feel the pressure in the middle of my chest. Trying to find a way that I can finally beat the stress.
I feel that Kill and Die Once. That makes sense. Usually people hate on those. Yeah. It's just, look, I agree, but I'm just not. I'm old. I'm 32. I'm not here to fucking play. Just like accept people's shit. I also think after moving to New York, I kind of like got to a place of being like, you know, I don't have time for this bullshit, man. At Chisloni's on Instagram. I do like that one. I don't disagree with Kill and Die Once, though. I do think that the mix and the blending and the mix with the vocal and the production could definitely have a little bit more balance and could blend a little bit more than it does, and that's just something I would keep an eye on. But I also know are you still mixing everything yourself as well? Because if you are, then I'm not worried about that. New York will do that to you. I'm not playing games, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and like just deal with someone's bullshit anymore. When I lived in Nashville and when I lived in the South, I feel like I was kind of conditioned to like be that way, right? Like to make yourself smaller for other people, because it's just like you're in the South, the motherfuckers are racist as fuck, so you kind of have to. New York has completely taken that from me. I don't give a fuck, bro. I do not. Elijah Rosario, yay baby, up next. Here we go. Elijah's outside working right now, bro, but we appreciate him being here and sending music in. Damn, Elijah, if you are here though, I think it's doing that thing that Untitled does, where if you've just uploaded something, it won't play it. So if you could just resubmit really quickly, we'll do it. No, I had a version I made myself that blended well years ago on Mixcraft, and this was professionally mixed. I think there's maybe a little bit of massaging that still needs to be done. I'm not exactly sure in which aspect of it. Yeah, it's ever so slight, bro. I think it could ever so slightly be a little bit more balanced than it is. Ever so slightly, though. Thank you. In the meantime, we're going to play this Mace Windu song. And then after we get through this Elijah Rosario one, we'll just do free bumps from the chat for the rest of the stream. Which one did I just say? Mace Windu. Ironically, the name of my producer years ago, who I do not get along with anymore. maybe some distortion somewhere. Blue, Mace Windu up next. Let us know what you think of the chat. Definitely Steve Lacy vibes. So this is like totally a personal preference thing. Ever so slightly too slow for me. So Kill and Die One says, Chiz, you should try sidechaining your voice to ever so slightly go to kick. Make sure you sidechain the instruments to the beat of your voice, kind of sandwiches a little bit. All right, look, this is why we do feedback. So you guys can get this really specific technical feedback like this too. I like the vocal on this. The guitar mix and then some of the way that the guitar is clashing with the bass. That dissonance is not something I love personally, so when I hear it, it tends to take me out of songs a little bit. Troubled Youth digs this though, which is also again why we ask for your feedback, because it's not always going to be the same way I feel that you feel. D. Millie said, this is hard as fuck. Caught my attention with the beat right away. Vocal like Daniel Caesar, Steve Lacy-ish. Well, says, I think a little bit of reverb would be cool, but in general, I do really like this. And this is, again, why we ask, all right? Yeah, I think for me, the pacing, it's a little slow, it's a little plotty. I am, like, not super into super slow music right now, so I think that's also a part of it for me. There's a lot of space in the production that I wish was filled up just a tiny bit, either with background vocals, or maybe it's just, like, additional instrumental pieces.
I've been feeling blue. Oh, I don't care. I'm running, I'm sucking there. Forget those times.
I think the bass line is probably the biggest thing to me that like kind of takes me out of it. But I am like such a stickler for dissonance between a bass line and the rest of the instrumentation, and that's really the only thing that I hear that catches my ear that would be like, oh, I wouldn't play this for this reason, is just kind of that clashing bass line and guitar line. Vocals were actually really solid. I like the way they were mixed. I like the way they sat in the mix as well. But I think for me, the only thing that really would take me out of it and stop me from playlisting it is probably that clashing of the bass line and the guitar. And again, that's a very, very personal thing. So don't take that personally. I definitely want to hear more as well. All right, this is Elijah Rosario. So did you just upload this on Untitled? Sorry, Untitled does this thing where like if you upload something, it takes like hours to like fucking process it for some reason. So let's do another free one. Elijah, I know you're working right now, but if you have another way that you can send this, that would be sick. Because Untitled just does not want to do it, which is unfortunate. And then we will get into these free ones. So I'll ask you guys for your names in the chat, and we'll build another queue. We're going to do this Justin Cairo song first. Shout out to Justin, who I did actually get to meet at Digitalog Days last week. We had a nice little talk about what we were doing here, so I appreciate him sending music in. I don't know if he's here in the chat right now, but let's listen to it. Let's give some feedback. Let us know what you think in the chat. This is Hold Me Close. I think I actually did have some feedback. He submitted for something else, and I was hoping he'd send music in here too so I could get some feedback on why I might not have playlisted something.
Baby, can you hold me close? Yeah, baby, can you hold me?
So I do actually think the instrumentation on this is pretty solid. I love the piano part specifically. The drum sound choices feel like they could be a little bit cleaner or a little bit like just like more up to date, and that's something you could do just by going to Splice and getting better drum sounds, in all honesty. It's just the Untitled won't play it because it's still processing, so if you can put it on SoundCloud or something like that, that'd be great. So yeah, that was the first thing for me, was just some of the sound choices in the production felt a little stock, especially the drum sound specifically. I'm not so mad at the bass and the keys in this. The second thing that I heard when I was listening to it that could improve, I think, a little bit is just delivery, right? It needs a little bit more character, I think, in the delivery, a little bit more just like... It feels like it could be a more confident delivery style, I think. Kill and Die One says, I like the singing in this one, but the rap sounds off. Maybe a little too much proximity effect on the recording. That could be it. I do think it is also just kind of finding the comfortable space for his voice to sit in. Like, I think being a rapper is hard, right? You got to find the right tone. You got to find the right pocket for your voice to sit in. I don't know that Justin has found that yet. I actually think the singing parts are stronger than the rap parts as well. A little bit of tuning on the vocals, especially on the sung parts, I do think would smooth things out just a little bit. I like the female vocal layer in there as well. I do think that actually layers really well. Yo, Elijah, so this Untitled link still might not work, just as a heads up. I hope it does, but it might not.
She all up on me and she start doing gymnastics, yeah. From her place to the candy shop, she asked me what I make. I said that's all I got.
Yeah, I do think that for me the rap parts are probably where I hear the need for the most improvement, and it is mostly in the delivery style, and that's tonally and rhythmically at times. It gets a little bit off at times. It could be a little bit cleaner, but I actually think the production's really solid. So I don't know if he's producing it himself, but the production for me is probably the most standout part. The only thing that I would say is, especially in the drum sounds, they feel a little stock. They could be a little updated, and that's probably it. But Justin, keep going, keep making music. You're clearly putting the work in. Okay, it says synced in. We'll try it again. Justin Cairo on Instagram if you are rocking with this one. JUSTYNCAIRO on Instagram. Okay, we're gonna listen to this Elijah Rosario song, and then while we are listening to it, guys, I'm gonna ask you to put your artist names in the chat. We'll build another queue. We'll maybe go in a little bit more rapid fire mode, listen to about 30 to 60 seconds of it. For the rest of the stream, because that's what we do in the free bump section towards the end. So we're gonna listen to this one from Elijah, which is playing. Thank you. But while you are in the chat, if you have submitted music, make sure you put your artist name in the chat right now. If you haven't submitted yet, make sure you submit before you put your artist name in the chat. And we're going to do some free bumps. Let me also just put this in the Discord. We're doing some free bumps for the rest of the stream. Come through. Beautiful. All right, guys. Elijah Rosario. Yeah, baby. Yay, baby, or yeah, baby? Which one? All right, Kill 'Em Die Once. We're going to get you bumped up again. Silk will get you in there. D Millie will get you in there.
Jaguar.
Oh, this shit's hard, bro. Off rip. Jordan will get you bumped up as well. You know what's funny, bro? I've actually known Jordan for a really long time. I've known Jordan since he was in college. I don't see him in the submission form, though, so if he's not in there, make sure you resubmit. I don't see that Jordan submission at all. The Palace and Give me a second to catch up, guys. I'm just going through this and making this queue again, so I'm not looking at the chat as much. Oh, wait, you went to Belmont as well, Silky? I also went to Belmont. Belmont grad, baby. Okay, Brong. Francis. Rose Gold Bentley. Different Jordan. Okay, never mind. Then no, I don't know him from college. My bad. Popsicle Stick Airport is a crazy name. Alright, I think I got everybody who put their names in. But if you are in the chat, you want to get bumped up, why try to? Put your artist name in the chat, we'll bump you up into this queue. You went to Loyola in Chicago. You know what? I almost went to Loyola in New Orleans. I fuck with this. I'm a fan of Elijah's in general. We just did a really cool interview. I'm still waiting to get the footage back so I can share with everybody. We did a great interview last week in New York as well. D Millie says this one's hard. All the elements blended really well. I will say of Elijah, everything has been really good. Time Zone got me late. We're having a Big Dollar Bob. Big Dollar Bob, we loved it. We listened to it. We really enjoyed a lot of the aspects. I did have some feedback, and it was mostly on the mix, just balancing the different levels within the vocal to make sure that it just felt a little bit more meshed together. But overall, it was really positive feedback. Everyone really enjoyed what they heard. Elijah.Rosario music, or ElijahRosario.music on Instagram, out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Go listen to the rest of his music too. It's all really, really fire. But yeah, look, Big Dollar Bob just hopped in. So if you guys were here listening, make sure you give him some love, because we were really enjoying the song. I saved it. I think I saved it to my playlist, and I definitely followed you as well. Because what I did here, I want to hear more from you. I do feel like there were kind of elements within the mix that is still improving and will improve as you continue to release and make music. But what I did hear at the beginning is like it's a pretty solid groundwork to build off of. So we did enjoy it. Elijah, keep doing what you're doing, man. Honestly, the music that you're sending over, it just the quality continues to increase. The mixes are sounding great. The masters are sounding really good. The songwriting, the melody choices, like I'm enjoying a lot of what I hear from you. So just keep that up, all right? Fall Again by Kill and Die Once. This is another one from his recent album release, which is called Get With The Program. And this is our second song that we're hearing off of this project too. So let us know what you think in the chat, okay? And we are in this free section now. So if you are in the chat, you want to get bumped up for free, now's the time to put your artist name in the chat. And we are listening to people for free for the rest of the stream. Yeah, send to the Twitch submission and then come hang out on the Twitch chat too if you can. Omen says, I like that one, bro. Kill and Die Once, man. I'm definitely going to be listening into your music. Make sure you keep me updated as you're releasing things. I like that. I like the vocal layering and the harmony on this as well. The vocal arrangement, I think your vocal arrangement is really solid. There's a lot of really cool layers here, and it all blends together really well. And it's not overly tuned either, which I think is another really cool part. Omens, I'll get you bumped into the key, bro. Yeah, definitely let me know. I can't guarantee I'll be able to make it, quite honestly, but if I can, I'll try. If there's anybody else in the chat trying to get bumped up, let me know the artist name in the chat. Big Dollar Bob, if you want to submit another song, you can. We're doing free bumps for the rest of the stream. The only other thing that I would want to hear from you is just more layers on the rapped parts as well, because I think you do such a good job of it on the sung parts, but I think there could be more vocal layers on the rapped parts as well, just to kind of fill out the space, especially with how many layers there is in the instrumentation. But again, totally personal preference. Oscar, yeah, we are doing free bumps right now. I was wondering if you're still here or not. All of the vocal layers on the chorus are so nice. I think it's just beefing up some of those verse sections with the raps as well for me. I'm gonna save this one as well. This one's called Fall Again by Kill and Die Once. Again, Kill and Die Once on Instagram. Free bump, trying to quit though. Stop, Oscar. You're too young for that. You're too young for that. You gotta quit. All right, like I said, we're going to be in a little bit more of a quick fire mode, so we're not going to listen to the whole songs in this section, but we're going to try and get through as many of these songs as possible. We got 20 minutes left, okay? Oh, no healthy upstream. Come on, Spotify, don't do this to me. Spotify loves to give me no healthy upstream for no reason at all. Let me see if I can open another one. Yeah, man. Oh, it was about I'm going to go back and listen to it. Don't worry. It's in the playlist. So basically what I do for the songs we found on Twitch playlist, every week I make like content about the songs we found, and I'll pick my 5 favorite songs basically that we found on stream to make a video about on Instagram and on TikTok as well. And so I go back and listen to all of these songs, and they get like reviewed again, basically for myself, like in my own space. So I can really like listen in like critically to everything. And then I'll listen to the whole thing all the way through though. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. I got to do this. Like absolute bullshit. Yeah, I don't know what to play in the meantime because nothing will play. All right, I have to do this thing. It's so fucking stupid, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna take this off of here too. I gotta clear my cache. I'm gonna clear my cookies for Spotify, which is just such a weird thing that I have to do every now and then. See all cookies on site data, Spotify. It's gonna make me log in again too, also, which is fine. But all right, now let's try. No, nothing. That's so weird. They don't want me to stream today, I guess. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. unfortunately didn't let me just remove all at once. It's something about Microsoft Edge where it doesn't work properly, which, like, you know, is great, but... Okay, see? Now it works. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to tell you. All right, cool. Silk, two-tone, up next. Let us know what you think of the chat. Appreciate you guys sticking with me through the technical difficulties also.
What it do, HP? Ivy Park stepping is two-tone. I feel like look out the group home. They told me I couldn't, I do though. I get
This is nice. The mix on this sounds so great.
I get in the zone, see Red Zach Levine. Crack out you lost, no finding new one. So I love my gang, trying to bust on the team. You get destroyed if you intervene. I swear shit down.
Trouble says this is hard. Killing that one says like. Alright, so this is the thing that I talk about with Masters, right? This shit came in so hard. Kinda undeniable. Vocal came in really clear. Delivery style is really solid. I like this one, so. I think I listened to Soju from you as well. I know you submitted for something else recently and I was listening to it. But this one's tough. I like this one. This one definitely went straight into the playlist. Guys, if you're rocking with us, make sure you go follow Silk on Instagram as well. OME_Silk. I see you were at the Digilock days. We didn't get to meet in person, but I appreciate you sending music in and tapping in with the community as well. And I hope you had a good time. Mix mastered and engineered at Classic Studios. Okay, so that's why it sounds so fucking good. Shout out to my guys at Classic Studios. Are you from Chicago? Or did you just send it over to them to do the mix master? I'm a big fan of Classic Studios as well. You loved it? Good, I'm glad, bro. That's the type of energy we're on in here as well, you know what I mean? You from Chicago? Who mixed and mastered this? Just out of curiosity. The only engineers I already know well, Elton. But I'm a big Classic Studios fan. I think they do great. Matt Audio? Love it. Shout out to Matt Audio, also at Classic Studios. Oh, Matt, oh, yeah. Sorry, his name is Matt Audio, no Matt Audio Dope. my bad. It's rare that I'm not impressed by artists from Chicago, quite honestly. Like, I really love music from Chicago. It's historically very good. D Millie, Go Harf up next. We got about 18 minutes left, so we're gonna try and get through as many of these songs as possible. Okay, D Millie, I did listen to this week too. Check the rhyme, what's going on, bro? We had to kick somebody for being a dickhead today. Didn't love it, man, but you missed it. We all had to turn on him because he was being an asshole. Haven't had to do that in a really long time. Alright, D Millie, the thing that I heard on this one, because I was listening to this the other day. There is slightly too much clipping and distortion on everything on this. I don't know if it's stylistic or purposeful, but it is a little distracting because we get there's that like high-pitched kind of rumble clipping noise that's happening. And it's definitely on the sub, so I hear it on the sub, but it feels like it's on the vocal too. We're on the free section now, so if you want to send it, send it. DMXLLYYY on Instagram if you are rocking with this. I see the vision too. I think it's just the mix. Like, I'm not mad at the song itself, but the mix was the reason that I didn't end up playlisting this. So when I listened to it, like, just for you to know, I remember listening to it, I remember what stood out about it, and the reason that it didn't get playlisted was purely because of the mix and the clipping in it. Because, like, I was listening, I was like, I wasn't sure if this was stylistic or not, and I think there is a way to do it stylistically. For me, it felt like it was just ever so slightly too much distortion for it to be stylistic. So if that was the choice, I'm sorry, that's totally my bad. But I think when I was listening to it, fresh as, like, just going through stuff, I was like, damn, like, I do like this song, but the thing that is taking me out of this one is that, like, clipping and distortion that's happening in the mix. That's all. But I would love to hear more from you as well. Like, please don't hesitate to send more music. Like, I always try and tell artists, like, if I don't playlist you one time, it definitely doesn't mean that you'll never get playlisted by me. Like, it's more often than not that, like, one song doesn't get playlisted, someone sends me something else, and I'm like, yo, I actually really like this. And that's the thing that catches my ear. So just keep sending me stuff too, okay? But yeah, just again, for you, like, that was the thing. Like, and this is the reason that I do this too, is just kind of open up that communication. Like, the only reason I didn't playlist that one was the clipping. That was it. Who do you suggest they might listen to get a best sense of how to mix it? I have no clue. Honestly, I didn't, because I wasn't sure if it's stylistic. Like, I think just maybe keeping an eye open for people who do it like that. You know what I mean? All right, this is The Palace with Waves. Uncontained Soul from Loves a Rockstar on Broadway. Very theatrical in the vocal tone and delivery, even in the singing already. Mix could be a little bit like just more balanced, I think. It's very dynamic vocally, just volume-wise, which makes sense from a theater singer as well, but...
And it comes in waves. I'm fearing the end, but I can't stand the weight. What can I say?
So this is the other thing that I would say, right?
Yes, fate is
Broadway singing, recorded singing, to me, two very different things. I tell artists this a lot. Too much vibrato in a recorded vocal doesn't always feel as good. Great when it gets into this chorus section. Wow, when he pushes his voice like that, it's amazing. It's so strong, there's so much power in it. For me, the mix is the thing that would take me out of this. Just even from like a rock mix perspective, like... There's something not quite balanced enough about it for me, I think, in the rock space. Arrangements are really cool. Vocals are really cool. Writing's really cool. I don't love the vocal mix. It's like dry because there's not much processing on it. It feels like a very live recording kind of mix. But damn, this dude can sing. The Palace.band on Instagram. This is a band that you need to see live as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you see these guys live, it's amazing. I will say, for me, the thing that can improve is the recording, a mix of the recorded version of it. Like, I think if I was watching a video of them performing that live and that's what it sounded like, it would all make a lot of sense. I do think, though, and this is not an issue specific to the Palace. This is an issue I see with a lot of bands who do really, really well live and tend to like have like not as good of a recorded version of their music. And I think it is just the kind of like cleanliness of the mix, which is something that a lot of times I feel like kind of gets like pushed to the side with artists who are really good live performers. And this is very true of like bands that I know in Nashville and kind of came up with as well. And that, like, there's one band that comes to mind especially, and that was always the thing with them, is like the mixes, there's something missing from them, but at the same time, it's like they're very clearly talented musicians and singers. That's all. AC stream on Twitch and they have a new album coming out. This is a really good mix. Like, I think this is the opposite of the last thing, where like the mix is like everything sits in a really, really good place, and tonally everything's really good too. I'm saving this one in the playlist because I like this a lot. They stream on Twitch, they have a new album coming out. This is a sneak peek. I'm excited to get a sneak peek. Do they not do socials outside of Twitch? Just out of curiosity. I love the aesthetic of everything. This is very cool. Florence and the Machine Sounds. AECEAES. Aces? I could see this syncing like a TV show easily. TV show or a movie. Shout out to them too for also having such like a solid fan base. Let's Hang Live says Florence and the Machine Sounds. Yeah, I like this one a lot. It's called Humdrum. Ooh. It has some cool notes in this one as well. right, we got to stop that, but you got to go listen to it. We got 10 minutes left, so we are going to start to get into our 60-second listening to. Lana Del Rey Vibes says Angelic says Check the Rhyme was really good, right? Chills and shit says Check the Rhyme. You gave Check the Rhyme chills. Popsicle Stick Airport On Your Mind up next. 5-piece band from Arizona. Getting a lot of bands today. Whoa. This is sick. I don't know who sent in Popsicle Stick Airport, but I'm into him. Pretty much an immediate follow for me. Popsicle Stick Airport on Instagram. Super cool. Great energy on this one. I have liked most of them, I will say. This and ACs or Aces are probably my two favorites, in all honesty. I think they're the most polished. They feel the most like far along, just like sonically everything is mixed really well. The writing's really solid. Like, I think for some of the other ones, the mixes was maybe where they could improve a little bit, but for these last two, I feel like they feel very, very polished. Even aesthetically, just looking at the profile, the artwork, and everything, it feels the most far along. I like this one a lot. Brong up next. We're gonna keep things moving. We got what? We got about like 8 left. We got 9 minutes. That's perfect. 100K by Brong, Ray Lovey, and OTC. Let us know what you think in the chat. Brong is from Trinidad and Tobago. I remember we listening to him the other day as well. And I liked Reasons. I liked Reasons a lot.
100,000 a piece, yeah. 100,000 in the streets, yeah. 100,000 like a beast, yeah. Nigga just tryna eat, yeah.
Look, all I know is grind.
Brongy, 2 G's in a wire. I like this one too, man. I think the next 5, yeah, I think they are. Nino, Rose Gold, Hill Holla, and White Try. I liked White Try too. This is cool, man. I think the thing that's really cool about this to me and stands out is that him being from Trinidad and Tobago, but this being like a completely different style of music than what you expect is like really stands out to me. I like this a lot. Sorry, Nino Francis up next. Like I said, we can only use 60 seconds of all these songs now to make sure we get through everyone. About You, Nino Francis and Olu Vibes. I think the vocals can come through a little stronger, but it feels good. Definitely let us know what you think in the chat. We have a couple more songs left. So Nino's Dominican American. I think I listened to some of Nino's music also in one of the other submission forms and submission things we have.
Girl, I wanna know what you're feeling deep inside. Baby, know that, don't let me know.
Yeah, I listened to Rendezvous. I listened to Rendezvous as well from Nino. And I think I saved it into it might be in the community playlist draft right now. It's in something. I saved it in something.
But you got something about you. Anywhere you go, girl, I come to.
Nino Francis MP3 on Instagram.
Anything you need, girl, I got you.
Yeah, this is a vibe too. I'm a big Afrobeat fan, so honestly, like anything that feels really good and has good energy in the Afrobeat space, like it's pretty easy to get me to be a fan of. Definitely got that sing to it. It's got good melodies. Vocals all sound really good. The mix is really, really solid. I gotta stop there because we're on the 60 seconds thing. We got Rose Gold Bentley off. I've listened to him sing in Spanish also. And I liked it. I thought it was really cool. I think the bilingual artists are like really like such a special thing, and it's really, really such a great way to just reach multiple audiences. So I think it's tight. Rose Gold Bentley up next.
Big bands, one for me, one for mommy. Big dreams, yeah, real love and big money.
Oh, this reminds me of so many artists from the UK that I really like. The Rose Gold Bentley on Instagram. Where's he from? Rose Gold's also from Trinidad too. I fuck with this, bro. So I'm a big fan of the music from Trinidad, I guess. Or the stuff that you sent me at least is really hitting for me. I'm not gonna lie. That's 3 for 3 at the moment. We're gonna find out what we think about Hill Holla. Solid 1 minute and 21 second song too. I love a 1 minute and 21 second song. I'll listen to a 1 minute and 21 second song 10 times before I'm done with it, I think. I like how laid back this is. I like how the piano kind of carries it and the vocal carries it. All right, Hill Holla's from Providence, Rhode Island too. And the other artist on this is called Sport. This was called For the Coops. Let us know what you think in the chat.
So I decided to come out in black. And
A man of taste. He needs to put his Spotify and his socials in his Spotify bio, though.
it would be an understatement. You know what I'm saying? I feel black.
This is like a weird thing. I don't like intros to songs that are just like
Intelligent.
a quote.
Majestic.
Is it Diddy? It does sound like Diddy, doesn't it?
Beautiful.
That's a bit rough.
Vivacious. Rich.
40-second intro's too long.
Bad for some black guys. Cool,
That's
feel
it.
like
It's
was
too long.
baptized. My subject matter
Intro's
like
too long,
black
yeah.
lives.
49 seconds is too long of an intro. If we gone straight into the raps like 8 bars in, I would have been super in. 49 seconds in, you probably lost me, in all honesty. And that's a minute. So like that's why it's tough, is because like, all right, like we're doing quick. If I'm listening quick, right? When I'm playlisting stuff, you got 15 to 30 seconds to really get my attention and keep me listening to the whole song. If I'm listening to 30 seconds of just like a vocal sample of someone speaking, I'm already out. Like, just truthfully, I wouldn't listen to the rest of the song for that reason. I know that probably sounds crazy. But like, yeah, for a sub 2 minute song, 40-second intro, 4 minute song, sub 2 minute song, get to rapping immediately, just get straight into it, honestly. Like, that's really the only thing for me. Like, and I wasn't mad at it once he started rapping, but I think like you just would have lost me by that point. Like, realistically, you just would have lost me by that point already. So that's it. That's the feedback I have. Why Try Knox Beats up next. Out of Big Mass, out of Massachusetts. I will play the last minute of yours too, Oscar, when we get to it. This one came in so fucking aggressively. As soon as that sample cut off, like 10 seconds in. It's also a bit of a long intro, but yeah, if we went on stream, I wouldn't have even gotten that far in. Truthfully. This shit is hard.
My nails twice cause she fucked up on the dip like good lord. I can never miss, it's pretty evident. I've been shitting on you niggas like the Julio.
This demands attention from the beginning.
Now I'm dashing, crashing out, vision blurry on my mama. I'm seeing demons and karmas, gripping steel like a Max Payne. Riled off a
yo, this fucking
up in my Duffy, got these labels on my line. Hades cracked the code and they swarming in like flies. So you scared to let a nigga walk around with them pockets hefty? This shit'll float a
This is some Scare in the Hose music, but I like it. Why Try _ on Instagram. Why Try's the one who has the song on Fortnite as well. Where's the Discord? The Discord is right here. Make sure you come join us. We got lots of free playlist opportunities. Oh, if you want to submit something, we are getting close to the end of the stream and we are kind of in rapid fire mode. But I will be back on Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time on my regular schedule. Oof, I like that one a lot, man. We got Omens, Oscar, Mike, DFG, and LOE Gino left. Hey, man, send it over. I don't know if I'm going to be here on that day, honestly. My weeks are a bit weird. My schedule is very weird, guys. I'm not going to even lie to you. I find a hard time making it to shows and events and stuff because I do a lot of work, so I'm always inside. And what's just got to come first, man. Omens, up next.
Riding into the sunset, windows down. Wouldn't say I'm on the run, but I'm skipping town. Saying I'm the
Omens
one
_
worth
Productions.
getting around. I put
First thing I would say is a little bit of work on the delivery. That's definitely one of the things I would focus on.
I put the pedal down, you hear the engine sound, 'cause we out here.
On the more melodic stuff, tune the vocals. There's no reason not to. This guy with a job. I'm sorry.
Superiority complex. 10 years
It's not even that. It's just that my
Every
loyalty
time I
lies
lose a
towards my
studio, it's a bomb
family
threat.
and then also like my client. Like I got to take care of my client shit first to make sure I'm doing it. So a lot of times I sacrifice going to things or going to events or shows and stuff like that to make sure that I'm getting my work done and still able to like spend time with the people who matter. You know what I mean? Also, I'm not a big outside kind of person, just generally.
As the sun is setting, heat on 100 degrees. Mic like a gun when I'm punching in on the beat.
So I actually think the
keep spitting these writtens even when they ain't listening. I see my future.
okay, so for me, I think you actually shined on the verse sections. the sung chorus part is where I would maybe work some more on the actual like the delivery part of it, because I feel like the melodic part was maybe where it like kind of took me out of it a little bit. Okay, last minute of this for Oscar. First garage track. You know I love UK garage, bro, so I'm not gonna be upset about this at all. Fuck yeah, Oscar. Master could be louder, vocal could be louder, but other than that, I like it. Gaslit by Oscar on Instagram. Make sure you tap him, bro. This dude is sick. Three hours ago. I like this a lot. It's one of my favorite ones I've heard from you. Just because from like a commercial standpoint. First radio show in London. Congratulations, bro. That's sick. I like that a lot. Look, I'm a big UK garage fan. I'm a big UK rap fan. So for me, that one stands out. Gaslit by Oscar on Instagram. We got Mike DFG and LOE Gino left. And then we're going to cap it for today. But we are back on Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. Shout out to all you guys who are in here today. And I appreciate everybody keeping the good energy and being respectful to each other too. That shit means a lot. So I do really appreciate it when you guys do it. And especially the way that you like also just had Will's back in here too. Like I just appreciate that kind of vibe. And I appreciate you guys being like that. So thank you. To everybody who kept that energy, thank you. Alright. Mike DFG, Westside Legend. This shit came in hard too. This beat is crazy.
Hey. Nigga, this that 31296, yo, for sure. This Westside shit, little bitch, you better know.
Easy save. I like this one a lot.
Up on my epic blow, you know. Got a couple shot rat niggas that'll kick that dough. Nigga must not know I'm finna go. They like DFG.
Mike underscore DFG.
I don't know, honestly. Shit, but what I do know, I
great voice.
Obviously, got a couple hating hoes, love fucking stalking me. Niggas that don't never want nothing, always trying.
Oh, you got me bouncing.
Yeah. This here for the ones that always
Mike underscore DFG.
Pulled your account, checked them out, saw that shit say nothing. How you lazy? Tryna be like Jay-Z, nigga steady front. Rather put your faith up in that block instead of G.O.D. Fuck it, I'm a god, so I just really put that trust in me. 2 million PLE.
Let's see if there's anyone for us to raid on Twitch right now. I don't know if there is. It's a bit of a weird day for us.
Really ain't no killer on DFG, that type of nigga. That side gon' slide in the winter. Bullet holes off that rental. Talk shit, knock out.
This track is called Westside Legend by Mike DFG. It's pretty tough. I gotta cut it off. I don't want to. I want to listen. I want to listen to that one more. I want to listen to it more. I want to keep listening to it. Fuck. All right, man. Last one of the day. LOE Gino. I appreciate everybody sending music in today and being here on a Saturday.
I need to take a breath.
We are back on Monday.
Should I be guilty about the money that I can't possess? Pennies for these streams, food for thought, sell like food for less. I can't see me settle at my
I already follow LOE. LOE.Gino on Instagram.
If you don't go viral, then you ain't progress. Never lose your spark. You got heart if you monetize your art just to let these niggas pick apart.
Facts. That's a bar. You do have heart.
My health before I'm laid to rest. Shit, I can't recall a time where I haven't been a mess. Projecting my anxiety, my mind and body seem to never mesh. But I do advance. Me, my brother, and my sister never had a chance. Before I died, I learned to walk, talk, or clap his hands. We saw death fall upon our parents like an avalanche. Water in the wine.
Really, really great songwriting on this. Lyrics are amazing.
But even still, the baggage don't feel like
LOE.Gino on Instagram if you want to go follow and keep up, man.
Problems on myself, so compliments don't ever feel right.
Is this out?
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta go find it on streaming and save it because I really like that one a lot. LOE Gino. And that one was called Breathe. Breathe, man. I love that. Did that just come out? Alright, I'm putting it in the new music who this playlist also because I really like that one a lot. And fucking, we're gonna play out with the actual recording. We're gonna lots of cool opportunities. We're gonna be close. Am I? Am I muted right now?
Yeah.
Can you hear
I
me?
need to take a breath. Keep it honest, I've been stressing, I've been taking less. Should I be guilty
I don't know what
about the
happened there.
money
That's
that I
weird.
can't possess?
Yeah, thank you to everybody again who was in here today giving feedback, sending music in. I know we're on an off day. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the energy in here. I appreciate you guys as a community. Thank you for being respectful to each other and respecting each other's hard work. Fuck everybody else who doesn't do that shit, alright? Thank you guys for being in here. We're back on Monday, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you tap in on Discord. Make sure you tap in on Instagram. You're going to see the new Music Who This playlist go up very shortly. So I appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your weekend. Be safe. And come on, you Gunners. Tomorrow we're going to be Liverpool. Peace.
Before I died, I learned to walk, talk, or clap his hands. We saw death fall upon our parents like an avalanche. Water in the wine, 3 miracles in real life. Lost a lot, but even still the baggage don't feel like internal wounds handled on your own. Never heal right. Problems on myself, so compliments don't ever feel right. Yeah, take a breath, nigga. Through it all, don't forget that you blessed, nigga. Remember you was at work and why niggas slept, nigga. They only see the armor, not the chinks in your flesh, nigga. I be thinking that I'm healed until I'm triggered. PTSD. Was scared to tell Erica I missed her. I rejected love. Was scared to see the value, now I never run. Working on myself and I'm never done. Yeah. Never know when you gon' be out of time. We shot my video the next day, Justin died. Shit, we wasn't day ones, but that was my fucking God. The way that God be taking people early seemed like a fucking crime. Breathe, nigga. Cause you deserving of everything that you ain't seen, nigga. Anything worth having don't come with ease, nigga. You got a son, you can't fucking leave, nigga. Yeah, breathe, nigga.